Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. This is our first day using our new kit. It is also Rainbow Crush, which means we are using a specific color, and the color for this month is lavender. And that goes great with this 49 and Market Echoes of Time collection. And I'm just kind of flipping through to see what papers I want to use. I have a couple of pictures of the girls that I take care of with their dad. Well, I have a picture of them with their dad, and then I've got a picture of a group of the kids, and this is actually a father-daughter dance, and so these are all the little girls that were going to the dance with their dads, but you know, little brother had to sneak in there in the photo as well. So I thought I was just going to be using the two photos of the girls with their dad and the group of kids. But then as I was working with this piece of paper, I decided to add a third photo, which I'm doing one for each of the girls, one of these layouts for each of the girls for their album. And the older one had a picture with their neighbor that they're really good friends with. And so I thought I was going to be doing this for the little one, or the middle girl, the middle kid. And there was only two photos, but then when I saw that I could add a third photo, which I know looking at it right now, doesn't look like there's going to be room for any other photos with this design, but I'm going to make it work. And anyway, I decided to add both the other photos, and they're printed smaller, so it works really well. So as you saw there, I just cut the center out of this frame. I thought that's a beautiful frame for the photos that I've got going on here. And just kind of playing around with the ephemera and feeling it out, seeing what I want to use. I do really like this clock. I think it's really beautiful, and I like the little dangly light bulbs. I guess they're light bulbs. I thought those were really pretty. Trying to figure out which title I want to use. This is a father-daughter dance at their school, so I know I'm gonna have a little spot for journaling just with the date and what the event is. I wasn't there, so I don't have a whole lot of other things to document about it, and I just think it's gonna go really well and be really cute. And so as I was going through things, I found these two square frames that are quite a bit smaller, and they actually fit the two other photos that I have here really well. And I do have to trim them down a little bit, but everybody fits in. I didn't feel like it was a big deal if her dress was cut off, the one in the yellow, a little bit, because you can see her dress in the other photo, the big photo. And then I didn't really feel like you needed to see all of her in this other photo either with her neighbor. I felt like it would be fine without that. So just their faces would be plenty. And so I am going to mount this on the back of the paper. I will be adding another 12 by 12 piece of paper to make a framework around the entire outside, which is something that I commonly do. It's something that I really like. I love the look of it, and I feel like it just finishes off a layout really well. But in the meantime, I decided I needed to ink up the inside of this frame with a little bit of Black Soot Distress ink. I'm liking how that's looking. While I go ahead and place a few things, I will just remind you what conspiracy is, or tell you what it is in case you are new to my channel. Basically, MK and I use a kit, matching kits, each week in the month of April and November. So last week we used one from Cartabella, and this week we are using one from 49 and Market, and this is the first layout that I'm doing with it. We are doing layouts on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and you might get something in between if we end up getting more layouts done, or maybe there's another series that we're participating in that you're going to get another layout for it. So you never know. But it's always fun to see how we use these kits differently, because our styles are so different. So that's what Kit Conspiracy is. You're going to want to go check out her channel, and there's a link down below for that, as well as the Kit Conspiracy Facebook group in case you want to join in the fun. You don't necessarily have to have this kit. You can kit up anything you want, and just try to stash bust a kit as much as possible in 1 week. And we'd love to have you play along and share what you're creating. For Rainbow Crush, this is something that is run by Tara over at the Paper Snob, and there is a bunch of information. There's a playlist link down below for that. A bunch of information on the series and how you can join in my description box down below in case you're interested in that. But basically, each month there is a color that is assigned that we are supposed to make 75% of our layout out of. This month is lavender. I don't really know that I would call the main paper that I'm using 100% lavender. But by the time you get the flowers on and the frame around it and everything else, I think it does the job. So I'm going to call it good. It is lavender heavy. I don't know if it's a full 75%, but I'm going to go with it. And it's probably, you know, I don't know that I have a ton of lavender in my craft room. I mean, I know I have some, but I don't know if I have. This is probably the most lavender that I have with regard to embellishments anyway. So I'm feeling like it's looking really good. I'm adding some rub-ons on here just to give a little bit more depth and dimension and a little bit more interest in the background. Not that this layout doesn't already have enough interest because it's very heavy on the mixed media look in the background, which I love. It's one of my favorite types of layouts to do, one that has a lot of mixed media, even if it's faux mixed media. And I love the frame that's around the photo. I thought it's a perfect layout to, or paper to document this. And this is actually for the less girly of the two girls, if that's a thing. I was originally doing this for the more girly of the two, but because of the photos that I had, I decided to make it for the older one. And I know she loves blue, but there's not, well, I guess there is some blue going on in this layout, but you know, her entire album does not have to be blue, and she does like blue, purple also, so that works well. I am adding a little bit of foam dimension to those little lights and to the flowers that I'm going to be adding to kind of bring this a little bit more diagonal. I mean, it's already a little bit on the diagonal, but I'm going to kind of extend the or change the aspect of the diagonal by bringing it up further in the upper left hand corner, and I think it's going to look really good. I did use some fun foam, which is what the pink is. It's already adhesive backed on one side, and that's just from Walmart. And then I've got these foam squares that are the same thickness, but oh, you know what? I'm actually still using fun foam. I was looking at the little white pieces on the that I'm taking off and peeling off, and those are not the foam squares. I'm still using fun foam. And you know, I kind of go back and forth between what I'm using. I have a ton of fun foam. I've got a lot of foam squares as well. So I use them a bit interchangeably, but some of the foam squares are not or circles are not the same thickness as the fun foam. So, you know, you kind of just work with what you've got. I'm liking how it's coming together so far. I think it looks really good. I pulled out all those little banner flags that are in the purple realm, purple and pink, and I think that looks cool. I'm using the title that says, I think it says Special Moments, or maybe it's Special Memories. I can't read it on my tiny, tiny screen that I'm editing on. And yeah, I did this layout a little bit ago, so I don't remember what it says. And not that it was that long ago, but I've done several in between. So, and then I'm adding this little piece that says Dream Big with a little bit of the linen thread from Stampin' Up, which is probably the most versatile thread that you could probably find. It goes with everything. Yeah, I don't know. It just goes with everything. And it's a nice size. So I'm adding that. I am going to add that label right below where it says Special Moments or Special Memories, so that I could do a little bit of writing on it as to what this event was and the date and all of that good stuff. So I've got a tab there at the top also, so that's going to give me a little bit of room for writing as well. And gosh, these rub-ons, they just go on like butter. I know rub-ons in the past got a really bad rap. Well, maybe not a bad rap. You know, they weren't so great in the past and they didn't last really long, but these 49 and Market ones, sometimes they go on too well. It's if I accidentally set it down the wrong way on my glass mat, I could just say goodbye to the rub-on because it sticks immediately to the glass mat, and it sticks so well to the paper. You could see there I barely had to put any pressure on it to get it to stick. So those are always fun because you can do so much with those and create your own background with it. In fact, okay, so I'm liking how this is coming together. I am just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere all of it down, and you can see there that I popped the uh, clock up onto some foam. The frames have some dimension to them, so I definitely needed to give some dimension to the clock so that it would rest nice on top of the frames. And then I am going to add a little bit of foam to the back of this little label. I'm going to call it a label. I think it's more like a book plate or something like that, but I'm going to add a foam to that, and then I'm going to add these little, they're like screw heads basically. They're chipboard screw heads. So I added those to the edges of it to kind of give it a look like it is actually screwed in. And I am pretty much going to call it done from there. Just adding a little bit of liquid adhesive to make sure that the two papers stand the test of time and stay together. It doesn't have true mixed media on it, so it's not wonky or anything like that. I don't have to like put my acrylic blocks on to hold it in place or anything, but I really love how this turned out, you guys. I hope you do too. If you enjoyed this one, hit the thumbs up, and feel free to leave me any comments or questions down below in the comment section, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I really appreciate you taking time to watch my channel today. Don't forget to check out everyone else playing along with Rainbow Crush and Kit Conspiracy. I will be back again soon with another one, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.